We are back in the Facebook Ads Manager on the campaign level where you pick your campaign objective. And for your first campaign, you pick the traffic objective to send people to the One Dog Woof blog. Now give the campaign a name so you'll be able to find it later. And then we click on Continue. Now you are in the Ad Set section, as you can see in the column on the left-hand side. And depending on the campaign objective, the steps that you have to complete in this section might change. In this case, you have 4 steps that you can see here. Choose where to drive the traffic, identify an audience, select placements, and set budget and schedule. And the first decision is easy. Facebook asks us where we want to drive the traffic. And since we want to send the users to a blog, we will pick website. Now scroll down to the audience section. In this section, you can either create a new audience or use a saved audience. And since we haven't created an audience yet, this drop-down menu is empty. But once we set up our first audience, we can reuse it later. Before we actually define the audience, have a look at the right-hand column. Facebook gives us some information about the size of our audience and the estimated number of users our ad will reach every day. This information is dynamic and will change as we narrow our audience and as we pick placements, a budget, and a schedule. Right now, we have the default targeting settings. Users in the United States, 18 years and older, and ad placements on all of Facebook's platforms. This gives us a potential reach of 207 million people. This means that Facebook has 207 million users who belong to this very broad audience. And this fuel gauge type of meter also says that our audience is fairly broad, meaning not very specific. But how many of these users would our ad actually reach? That depends on our daily budget. The default budget per day is $20, which translates to an estimated daily reach of 4,100 to 11,000 users on Facebook and a similar number on Instagram. It's important to note, though, that this means that the ad will create impressions in up to 11,000 Facebook feeds. The number of people who will actually click on our link will be much lower.